Hello, so I have like an ongoing issue that rears its head like once every 2-3 years, in that I always think, I don't really care too much about Dragon Ball. I'm gonna sell my SH Figuarts Dragon Ball collection. And then, like, just to make sure, I watch a couple of clips, and usually it's from something like Tournament of Power from Dragon Ball Super, and I go like, yeah, Dragon Ball is pretty cool. And then I suddenly cannot sell my figures anymore, and I kind of start looking at other figures. But in this case, I already had Android 18 here, and I think this is an absolutely wonderful figure. I do think, without sounding like a pervert, her chest needs to be like a little bit bigger because she's like completely flat. But there was a Dragon Ball Super Android 18 figure released, and it comes with, well, she's clad in her pink tracksuit that she wears during the Tournament of Power arc. And I don't really mind the outfit, but it's not really that great of a look. Her classic look with like the denim jacket and the skirt and all of that is way more iconic and just more aesthetically pleasing. So I had a couple of gripes with the figure, in that the proportions were kind of like weird, in that her hands were really tiny, and then there is the thing about Akira Toriyama's style, that she has this absolute gigantic, it's not even a 5 head, it's more like an 8 head, and there's so much dead space, and it just looks kind of funky, and I've never liked it. So I started looking at the Dragon Ball Super figure because I really liked how the head sculpt looked, and I figured, why not try to just make it work if we do like a little head swap. However, the head here is on a completely different joint than the other head, so I thought I could use this joint here, but as you can see, it goes into the hairpiece back here. Meanwhile, this head here is a straight joint. So what I had to do was I grabbed this little piece of plastic foil, and I just kind of like wrap it around the joint. Like, it's a little bit harder now, so we probably have to stick it down, put it down here, and then line up the head like so, and then just... Oh, and before I forget, like, the reason why you need the plastic wrap is because the head goes on, but it's so loose that it doesn't really work. So it just makes everything a little bit thicker. And the reason why I'm not like making it thicker in a more permanent way, like using hot glue, is because I want the heads to be interchangeable, just in case I, change my mind. But yeah, like so. Head is on nice and tight, and this is the result here. So if you compare, they're two completely different art styles. For once, this head is a lot bigger, but the most noticeable thing is that, well, her eyes for stars are a lot brighter on the Dragon Ball Super figure, but also the forehead is drastically reduced in size, and I quite like this in terms of just having a figure that looks more normal. The skin tones don't quite match up. The Dragon Ball Super head is quite a lot paler. This one has a little bit more of a realistic hue to it, and I also can't say that this is completely stock, because I did outline the eyes and these like eyelashes here on the side, and I also painted in the eyebrows to be like a little bit darker, because originally they were the same color as this hair, and that completely blended in with the skin tone, so that didn't really work. Second, like I mentioned with the hands, these are the Dragon Ball Super hands. They are a lot bigger than the original Dragon Ball Z hands, but as you can see, they look proportionate as they are now. And the Dragon Ball Z hands were tiny little baby hands, and they looked really stupid, and I didn't like them at all. So yeah, if you are curious what they look like post, you have like angles like that. And then lastly, if you want to compare her with her brother, here they are together, and they look good. There is a slight change in art style again, as you can see. You can still tell that they look kind of related, but this original head looks more like an actual match. I guess I could also do the same thing with 17's like Dragon Ball Super head, but from what I've seen of that head, it has a really weird green tint to it, and I'm not really sure if I like it. But yeah, just a quick little video about what the Dragon Ball Super head looks like on the original Dragon Ball Z body for Android 18 here. So yeah, hope you like her, and I'll see you guys in a bit.
いいよ。かかってきな。暇つぶしに遊んであげるよ。勝たせてもらうよ。